Bill here with Immaculate Paint Protection again, standing in front of the 2021 Tesla Model Y.
Bill, I think it is incredible how well you did this. You can barely even see along the rocker panel where the paint protection film is. The brand new car didn't want to get a chip. You were able to get us in as soon as you could, and bang, here we are, all finished.
Shop. We'll be here for the next couple days. We're going to do full front end paint protection film. Paint protection film is applied to the vehicle. The soap and water solution, but it's applied to the vehicle to stop rock chips and stone chips from impacting, chipping the paint, and ultimately diminishing the value of the vehicle. So this vehicle came to us from Devon, 65 miles on the odometer, with a big fancy screen for you Tesla folks out there. Picked it up yesterday, dropped it off at our shop. Full front end paint protection film package that includes front bumper, full fenders, full hood. We're going to take the badge off so we don't have a seam there. We're going to do the mirrors. We're going to apply paint protection film to the 8 millers here. And as a special customer request, we're also going to apply paint protection film to the rocker panel areas here, which is the lower section of the doors behind the rear wheels. That's a known prone area that's going to take a lot of abuse from the tires that can kick up the rocks and the gravel being here in the northeast Pennsylvania, in Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, Montgomery County, Bucks County, Doylestown. You're going to see rock chips along the bottom of the house like you saw. And then we're also going to put a strip on the back. We'll also talk about some of the other add-ons you can do. We can talk about doing a ceramic coating to the plastic. Perfect time to put a ceramic coating on this vehicle right now. It's brand new, 65 miles again. So the plastic's brand new. It's that nice, crisp, black from the factory. You want to keep it that way. That's why we're going to put a ceramic coating on all the black plastic trim. Another thing that common question amongst the Tesla owners is what happens on all this anodized trim, black trim that you can see that's on the vehicle now. That used to be where you have to do a vinyl bleed. Now it's coming from the factory black. Looks awesome, looks brand new. What happens when you take it to the car wash? Hopefully you're taking it to the Touches car wash. What happens when you take it to the Touches car wash and the combination of chemicals they're using that aren't pH neutral? It's been known and reported, and I've seen in the shop where the trim is stained. So, good time when it's brand new, when it's fresh, when it hasn't been stained. If it is stained, we can correct that, but we don't need to correct it. Now's a great time to apply a ceramic coating to the anodized trim. That's going to stop, it's going to protect you. You go to that car wash, and they have an alkaline, and then a high pH solution mix to wash the vehicle. That's going to protect your trim from that staining that you've probably seen posted up on the Tesla. We're also going to do paint protection film on the headlights. We'll reinstall the badge. It'll be here for a couple of days. We're going to start with a thorough foam wash, iron decon. We're doing an iron decon process on the whole front end here. So it's white, 65 miles. I'm pretty sure it's clean. We're also going to inspect the whole vehicle for the wash it 2-bucket method. You'll see the 2 buckets come out. That's what you should be doing at home if you have one of these Teslas to maintain it. You'll feel for any imperfections with the clay mark. We've already computer cut the film. We've used templates from film wraps. We're using S-Tech Dyno Shield. Benefit of the S-Tech Dyno Shield, it has a ceramic coating already infused into the self-healing clear coat on the paint protection film. I know that's a whole lot, so let's back up. Ceramic coating is going to make it easier to wash, easier to keep clean. It's not going to get as dirty. You're still going to wash the vehicle. Paint protection film, self-healing clear coat and a paint protection film. The self-healing clear coat, any light superficial scratches that come from potentially washing improperly, they're going to heal up from this. S-Tech put the ceramic coating into that self-healing clear coat. It's already in there, so it's going to help. So you can get the benefits of paint protection film and ceramic coating. Perfect. It's also super clear, low orange peel. Orange peel, just like it says, if you think of an orange, you think of all the texture there, it doesn't have it. S-Tech film, 10-year warranty. So the paint protection film was a durable product that goes on the vehicle, it's installed, it's going to be there for 10 years. 10-year paint protection. Awesome. It's engineered to come off the vehicle, it's engineered to come off factory OEM correctly installed paint. It'll come off, no problem. clean it up, light polish. Car looks brand new, 100,000 miles, 9 years old. Imagine that. Imagine driving around in your car that's 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. It's still looking brand new because you had the foresight, took the investment at the beginning, and now your vehicle's looking brand new. You're driving around a brand new looking vehicle that's 7 years old that's paid off. Imagine that. Imagine driving around a brand new vehicle with no monthly payment. Awesome. That's what our customers want. That's what our clients are asking. As you can see, this is not a limit. This is not exclusive to the hypercars, supercars. We do get those in the shop. We'll take care of those too. But look, this Tesla is an expensive vehicle. This lady plans on keeping it for a long time, so she wants to come in and get it done right. She came to Immaculate Paint Protection, so we can take care of it.
Here's a quick walk around of the Tesla Model Y before we start washing it. It came this way to us from Devon, PA. That's where the Tesla dealership's located. That's one of the ones that's closest to us. They asked the dealer, they asked Tesla to not wash it, which is fine. You can see there's some, road schmutz, road film there, technical term. So we're gonna go ahead and wash it all up. We need to take the license plate off the back end, protect the owner's identity, but we're gonna wash it up here next. So these are just some before pictures. They left some tape from the factory there. We'll go ahead and take that off. We're gonna go around the vehicle. We're gonna inspect it real good. We have the nice light in here. We'll check the body gaps, make sure everything's flush. We'll get going. So at this point, we're ready to remove the badge. I like to remove the badge before we do all the wash of the vehicle. That way, if there's any dirt in there, we can get that washed off. The first thing we do is we use our heat gun. We use the heat gun here. We're gonna just warm it up. This will take some time, a couple minutes. What we're doing is we're trying to soften the adhesive. There's just black adhesive that's on the back of the emblem here. Just fishing wire right in through here. So we'll use Geon tar at this point. That's a really safe, it's great for removing tar, obviously. That makes a lot of sense, right? But it's also good for removing adhesive. So we're just gonna let this soak in here. We've had about 15 minutes go by. Hopefully the adhesive's a little softer now. We're gonna use a plastic razor blade. Safe on the paint. That's so much easier now. At this point, it's still a little gummy, so I'm gonna put a little more tar on, and we're just gonna let it soak. See, it's coming right off now. One of the things I've learned is always to push into the center. Otherwise, it's still tacky, and then you'll wind up with adhesive residue all over the vehicle. So take that off. Give it a squirt of tar to persuade it. So you're probably freaking out that we're using a terry cloth towel on the vehicle. It's a brand new terry cloth towel. It's been washed. The punchline is a terry cloth towel, when we're done here, it's going in the trash. Super particular about how we maintain our towels here. There's a little schmutz. Goodbye, towel. First we put the floor liner down. We'll do a steering wheel disposable cover here. Then we'll do a plastic seat cover. As clean as absolutely possible when they're in the shop here. Here's just another FYI tip, something we've come across. When you have your Tesla, when you drop it off to either your ceramic coating installer or your paint protection film installer, don't put it in valet mode. We already had to lift the frunk once to get some stuff out. We're gonna have to lift the frunk a couple more times so we can wrap the film in on the fenders, we can wrap the film around the hood, we'll be able to wrap the bumper into the frunk area. If you turn it into valet mode, then we gotta contact you every time we need the frunk open. It's inconvenient for us and it's gonna be inconvenient for you. If you leave your vehicle someplace and you don't trust them and you have to put it in valet mode, maybe you're going to the wrong place. So, that's why we pride ourselves here. We keep our shop super clean, it's safe. Your car is gonna be absolutely loved. I'm gonna take care of your car just like it's my own car. we're gonna take care of your car just like it's our own car. We'll probably take it better care of your car than you will. And that's not to be arrogant, that's just to say how passionate we are about your vehicle and doing things right. So if you drop your vehicle off for paint protection film installation, don't turn in valley mode, please. Thanks. We're getting really close to starting the wash process. So I'm gonna build my wash cart up, grab all my supplies. Something we do here, these are work instructions. Industrial engineering me, process, and then we do some more process. So I've built up these work instructions, so I build the cart, we can build the cart up every single way for our wash process. So we're gonna, if we can build the cart correctly, then when we get out and start washing the cart, we're gonna have all the tools, all the equipment. So you'll see me consult these, laminated pictures on them, step by step, so if you see me look through them, just make sure I got everything in order. That's what we're gonna do. All the wash mitts are clean. I always run 2 wash mitts, I actually run 3. I run 2 body mitts and a cuff mitt. I always recommend you buy at least 2 wash mitts. That way if you ever drop one, when you're in the wash, you're gonna stop, set it aside, don't use it. If you ever drop any towels on the ground, stop, set it aside, don't use it. If you drop that on the ground, I guarantee you're gonna pick up some type of foreign contamination off the ground. You grind that back on your paint, that's where you get the swirls and scratches from. So that's a little tip for today. All right, so we're all set up. We're ready to start the wash process. Before we get into it, get the vehicle clean, there's a couple things I want to show you. It came in this way. I don't know if it picks up that is just adhesive that's left over from the protective shipping wrap. I'm okay that that's on there. I'd actually prefer to see that. We'll just hit that with some Geon tar and let that dwell on there a little bit. The reason I'm okay with seeing that on there, I've seen it on a brand new Lincoln that they had some nice black plastic trim and the factory protected it because they wanted it to be nice and black and glossy, and whoever got a hold of it decided that maybe they should take a scouring pad to it, and they scratched the heck out of it. So friction and grinding and rubbing hard is not the trick to get adhesive off the vehicle. That's okay that it came like this. We'll take care of it and we'll do it properly. So that's just one thing to say, but we're gonna start the wash process now. We're gonna start the back rim, wheels, rims, tires, go to the front, do the rims, wheels, tires. The weather's not cooperating with us today, that's why we're inside. It's cold and rainy and I don't wanna be outside in the rain. Could wash the car that way, but that's not a fun day. And then we'll go around and we'll do the front rim, front tire, and then back rim, back tire. Then we'll jump into foam cannon, rinse it off really good, get all the dirt off there. We'll probably jump in and do some of the Geon tar on the trim pieces along there. And then the next step is we'll get into the iron decon process. So we'll spray iron decon on the front fender, front hood, bumper, along the lower rockers there. Any place is gonna get paint protection film, we're gonna put an iron removing product on there. One time to get it done, one time to get it done right, so we'll do that. I don't know how much iron we're gonna see. We'll see a lot more on this vehicle, it'll be more visible because it's white, just because the iron's gonna turn off purple. That doesn't mean you see it more. Doesn't mean if a black car or a gray car doesn't have the same amount of iron. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how much iron's on this vehicle with 65 miles on it. We'll rinse it off. We'll probably foam it up again. Then we'll go into 2-bucket contact method wash the whole vehicle top down. We'll come in and we'll get we'll use our cuff mitt. We'll do the rocker panels, the black plastic. Then we'll get into the door lips. We'll open the frunk, get all those lips really good. We'll do the fender down. Those areas, that's where it's gonna get wrapped into, and then we'll dry it off. Foam cannon's done. Foam cannon pre-soak, that step's done. We have some tar on the spots where the adhesive is. Now that big heavy dirt on the vehicle, it's still dirty. It's clear when you look at it. I'll bring you in and show you some close-ups. There's a lot of iron on the vehicle. It's embedded. It feels rough. So it's most likely going to need some plate bar treatment, but we're going to spray the iron decon. I think we're really going to be impressed or really going to be surprised. And either however you want to look at it, impressed or surprised, how much iron falls on this brand new vehicle with 65 miles. Iron contamination typically comes from the rail yards. This car is parked out next to a rail yard. Within the supply chain right now, within the automotive industry, there's a lot of vehicles that are sitting for months. They're coming out of the factory, they don't have the microprocessor chips. So they're building cars, but they're holding them off before they ship them to the client. So it's sitting outside for months. I don't know the exact history on this particular vehicle, if it was exposed to elements for months. But we need to get it clean. With this iron, this embedded contaminant, so it's on the paint. We put paint protection film on top of that now. We're gonna lock it in forever, and it's just not gonna look right. So we're gonna take the time, we're gonna slow down, we're gonna do things right. So we're gonna spray iron decon. There's still some adhesive that's left on, that's okay. Spray some Geon tar in there, that'll loosen it up. We'll get going. Stuff like that, I don't know if it'll focus in. All of that, you can feel it. It's not coming off. So that's gonna be iron. This right here, well, that's a fly. We'll get the fly out of here. This right here, that's just adhesive, not a big deal. So 65 miles, it's not the owner's fault. They just picked it up. They told the dealership not to wash it. I'm fine with them not washing it. See, that's getting loose now with that first treatment of tar. So we'll note another treatment. See, we're not scratching it. We're not scratching it. That's what's important. So if you ever have to rub hard on the vehicle, stop. Get a different chemical. Let this set up here. We're inside, fans are off. Kind of smoke that. Let it set up and let the chemicals go. There was a lot of iron on this Tesla with 65 miles. 65 miles, a lot of iron on the car. For the time lapse there, it kept the iron decon, decontamination iron remover on there for about 15 minutes. We're gonna put another application of iron remover on here. If we don't see that purple reaction happen, I know we're good. So we got one chance to get this right, so we're gonna spray another set of iron decon on. We'll let it set up within 3, 4, 5 minutes or so. If it's not bleeding off, as they say, when you see it bleeding, that orange, it's the industry term, we call it bleeding off. If we don't see that happening, we're gonna rinse it, then we'll get it in the 2-bucket method. So at this point, we've done 2 applications of the iron decon. Sat up for about another 5 minutes. There's still some residual iron coming off. I'm okay with that. Now we're gonna jump in and we're gonna do our 2-bucket contact method wash. The 2 buckets is exactly what you think. Red is our rinse bucket, so we just have clean water in here with our wash mitts that have been already washed out. We bring them out. We go into the soap mixture.
We'll wash a small section on the vehicle. When we're done with that, we put it back into the rinse bucket, and we rinse it out again. That way, at this point, I'm really confident there's nothing on the vehicle, but if there's any grit, contaminants, anything that could swirl or scratch up, it's gonna go in the rinse bucket. As an added precaution, we have grit guards in here, so these sit at the bottom of the bucket. They hold off the wash mitt from touching the bottom, so all the grit is heavier than water. It's going to drop to the bottom. Everything just super safe methods. If you're at home and you're looking how to step up your game washing your car, best $20 you can spend. These are about 10 bucks a piece. Buy them online. Buy two, one for each bucket, and you'll find your car wash improves dramatically. Contact method, wash, all done. We're gonna switch over to spot free rinse. We're gonna rinse the vehicle off next. Next step, microfiber towel time. So we're gonna dry the car, throw it on, drag it across. We're not putting a bunch of pressure, we're not polishing, we're not grinding the water off the car. It's all good. Black towels, we're gonna use the black towels on the wheels, the rims, the door jambs. Those are areas that have more contamination on, so last thing I want to do is get some gravel, grit off the rim, off the door jamb, and go touch it with the body paint. That's how we're gonna keep the car safe and scratch-free. We've already computer cut the film. We downloaded the templates for the Model Y. The film is the computer cut on the plotter. Now we need to read the film, which simply means we need to remove the film that's not going to be used on the car, on the Tesla, and it'll leave us with the pieces that will be done. So we'll have the bumper, we'll have the fenders, we'll have the rocker panels, we'll have the A-pillars, and you'll see where those pieces come out. So far, we've got some good progress done. We've done the A-pillars, both sides. We did the trunk ledge, which is different on this one. It's two pieces. One, it's on the flat, the vertical surface exposed, and there was another one that's inside the lip there. So the trunk ledge is really nice, especially these big SUVs. You're going to the grocery store, you're pulling a set of golf clubs in and out, you're throwing your stroller in and out, you run to the big box store, on and on and on. That's always, it's a nice way to protect the most vulnerable pieces on the back end of the bumper without the expense of doing a full
paint protection film on the full bumper. We can do paint protection film on the full bumper if you want, but that's $600-700. The trunk ledge piece is somewhere between 100 and 150 based upon the vehicle. You didn't see it, but we had another Tesla drop in here. So it's another Sunday night. We're here cranking, trying to get these cars out. We're gonna take care of this, get the Y, and then we're gonna jump into the Model S. Model S is dirty. That's the way it came in. Don't worry, we're gonna go through the 2-3 hour wash prep process just like we did on the Model Y. Went through it. This guy's super excited. He wants to get his car protected. He's already got a ding or two in it, a scratch I should say, and chip, and then now he's looking for paint protection film. So he wants to prevent the further damage from happening. So at 5,000 miles, that's a smart choice to start doing it then. Ideally, paint protection film is at 65 miles. So we're gonna do the rocker panels next. We're gonna do this piece back here, along the door, then we'll jump around and we'll do the driver's side. They're laid up here. It's hard to see because it's wet. This is the back piece right through there. So it'll match up to the body line. There's the cutout there for the ultrasonic sensor, part of the full self-driving feature here on these Teslas. So not just a parking sensor, ultrasonic sensor for full self-driving that the client has on here. And the rocker panel pieces are here and here. It's wet, but that's okay. That's taking the debris off, so we're not fishing through the debris. And then here's the hood. So we're gonna keep on motoring. At this point, what I'm trying to do is, this body line is ever so faint, and there's not a hard spot to put the film right to. So I'm just trying to make sure I got the body, making sure I got the film lined up along this body line as best as possible. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to use the body line to distract from the eyes, so you won't see this edge where the film is. There's 2 indicator notches at both corners that let me know if I have it down to the corners, but I have some play in here, and this is all by eye, and that's where the skill comes in. Having to do a few of these. Bumper went really well. Patterns and film wraps are really nice. Really happy with the way the bumper turned out. So it's looking good. We're just gonna let it set up. We'll have it set up overnight, actually. We're gonna go around with the heat gun on all the edges. So we're gonna visually inspect, go over all the edges, make sure the edges are down so they stay down. Then we'll wipe the car down and inspect it. So far a pretty good day. Walk over to the computer and I have Google Calendar up, all the green right now. That's all the distinct elements of pieces I need to put on. So I need to finish up the Tesla Y and then do the Model S. Found scheduling my day out. We're keeping track of time, so we have a real good idea of what it takes, and there's just do this every day, and I just, when I actually sat down and tracked it and started breaking it out, I was amazed at how many hours actually go into this, into these cars. So this car is gonna be here legitimately for 2 to 3 days, talking 8, 9, 10, 12-hour days sometimes, based upon how it goes. So, everybody's always wondering why stuff is so expensive. Well, there's a lot of time into it, a lot of prep that goes into getting it done right here. So that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes here. Now we're gonna go through and we're gonna heat the edges. We're gonna do the rocker panel. We're gonna start with the A-pillars. We'll do the rocker panels, we'll do the trunk, we'll do the mirrors. We're gonna heat the edges in the same order we installed the film. Get it warm, make sure the water's gone, and we'll give it's another chance for us to inspect it. There's all this black anodized trim from the factory now. It looks really nice. Really sets the car off with the white, the black matte finish to it. Here's the issue with this trim. You take this to the car wash. Hopefully you take it to the touchless car wash. If they have the wrong chemical solution, like wrong in my opinion, if they have alkaline and then they have a high acid, that combination will etch or stain this trim. So the trim has 65 miles on it, looks great. It's factory fresh, that's how we want to keep it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply some ceramic coating to it. We have some, it's our 5-year Geon Mose Plus coating. We're gonna just coat the trim, the door. At this point, the client, they didn't want to elect to have the full ceramic coating put on the vehicle, which is okay. We talked to them. Totally makes sense to get the trim now before it gets all tore up. And then the other thing we'll come back and we'll talk about, we're gonna do all the plastic trim along the bottom. But right now, let's focus on the metal trim. And that's gonna be two parts of the coating. So it's a base coat, and then phobic is the top coat. So it's not 2 layers of coating, 2 separate coats of coating. So that's what we're gonna do. So what we need to do first is we need to get the Geon prep. At this point, we're gonna wipe the whole vehicle down because there's maybe some residual slip solution, that's soap and water from the PPF installation. So we always wipe the vehicle down before we turn it over to the customer. We're gonna wipe that all down, we'll get that clean, then we're gonna spend extra time on the trim, making sure that's really clean. Then we're not gonna be touching the car again, spraying it on. We need to keep the car dry for 24 hours after the coating. We're gonna use Geon Mose Plus. It's available only to certified, they say certified detailers, approved detail studios, installation shops. Go to geon.com, you can find somebody that's certified to do this. So it's 2 coats, and there's a common misconception. There's a lot of different coating manufacturers out there that have a lot of different ways of doing it. But when it's 2 coats, it's 2 distinct base coats. The first coat that goes down, phobic is the second coat. So they're completely separate ceramic coatings. They have to go in order, first coat, second coat. We put this coat on, we're gonna wait a minimum of 1 hour, and then we're gonna come back and coat it again. Something about the setup here. 2 different style microfiber towels to use. We have the light stain in the background with the diffused light. We also have the hand light. What's going to be critical is going to be looking to the adjacent panels. Since we're not coating the PPF or the painted surface, we want to inspect to make sure that we don't have any bleed over or we knock into the next panel. So if we do, not the end of the world, we just need to wipe that off when it's still wet. Otherwise, if we leave it on there, it's create what they call a high spot, and you can see it in certain lighting conditions. So we have Geon base out. It's our first coat. We're gonna put that on. We have a microfiber applicator,
Micro suede applicator.
let's go.
So we're ready to do the second coat. This is Nose Plus, the second coat on the anodized black trim here. Second coat is phobic. My experience has been the second coat always goes a little bit easier. We've waited about an hour for the manufacturer recommendations. Second coat goes on because the coating is already on there, so the coating kind of naturally repels itself. We do have a coating window between 1 hour to 4 hours where we get the coating on, so it's because the coating's not fully dry yet, the first coat will take the second coat. It will kind of reject itself a little bit. That's where some of the competitor coatings out there, maybe because they're older technology, where they're putting 3, 4, 5 layers on, it's the same coat and they just keep stacking it up. But eventually, you get so much coating in there, the pores get so tight when they get filled, it has nowhere to go and it just keeps wiping it off. So, you know, I don't understand 4 and 5 layers of coating. I don't know what the benefit you get at that point is, but we're gonna do the Geon system here. It's 2 coats, part 1, part 2, and let's get to it.
We did ceramic coating, put a ceramic coating on this black anodized trim. We used our 5-year coating here, Geon Mose Plus. So it's a 2-coat system. First coat's base, second coat's phobic. Completely different, they're 2 separate ceramic coatings. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna make it easier to keep clean. It's gonna stay cleaner longer, you're still gonna wash it, and it's gonna protect it. So it's give you some protection from 2 to 11 on the pH scale. So that should protect you against pretty much about anything out there. Anything worse than that, you're gonna have some real issues. So that's, we did that just a la carte, if you will. She didn't want to, well, she wanted, but the ceramic coating, she wanted the paint protection film first, and we're talking about doing the ceramic coating later on the paint, which makes sense. So we were able to a la carte just this. It is a concern. People have that. They want to keep that black looking nice and black. So we're able to help you out. We can split things up for you. You know, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on the ceramic coating just to protect the sensitive areas. We also went ahead while we were at it and we did the doors, the door handles. You can see those. So I'm pretty confident at this point. Once she sees the benefits of the ceramic coating on the window trim, she's going to come back and she's going to get the full vehicle ceramic coated. But we can step into it. Sometimes it's budgetary concerns. Sometimes people are just, you know, they only want to adopt so much of the technology at one time. We understand. Bottom line is we're here to help you at Immaculate Paint Protection. So bring your vehicle to us, tell us your concerns. We'll formulate a game plan for you, for your budget, and we'll help you out. All this plastic trim, this black plastic trim on these wides, the wheel arches, everything lower there, that's actually kind of good. That plastic's gonna take the brunt of a lot of the stone chips, rock chips that are coming up. 65 miles, brand new, Model Y, black plastic, looks great. Get this out of the sun, few months, it's gonna start to fade. The solution to that is we're gonna apply Geon Q2 trim. So it's gonna be a permanent coating, so it's a ceramic coating. You have all the benefits of ceramic coating. It's gonna be easier to wash, it's gonna stay cleaner longer, but it's gonna richen up the color a little bit, so it's gonna look a little bit better, and it's gonna provide that protection against oxidation, against where it goes white. So you look at an old car that's 5, 6, 7 years old, and it looks great, but the plastic's all has those white tiger stripes in it. Those are just the flow lines from the injection mold process, but doesn't mean the plastic's bad, it just looks terrible. So let's protect the plastic when the car is brand new. This is something we can do here in the shop. It's just a separate add-on the client, she declined to do the full ceramic coating on the paint, which is fine. We get it, no problem. But it really makes sense to protect the plastic trim right now when the vehicle's brand new. So that's something we're going to do for this client, for her, as an add-on today, in addition to the paint protection film we already put on. So why do we put a ceramic coating on this black plastic? Plastic's brand new, it's looking great, because the plastic will fade out over time. So 65 miles on this Tesla Model Y, perfect time to protect the plastic. We got it in, it was all clean. We used Geon trim for it on just the black plastic. So it looks really, really nice. It makes it nice and rich on it, so you can see. So that's it. Actually, I think it makes it look better. Makes it look better than original. Now it's going to be super easy to clean. The ceramic coating is going to protect against UV oxidation, UV fading. So that's what you want. You can see there's a lot of plastic here, a lot of plastic on this Tesla Model Y. All that's now protected, so it's not going to get as dirty as quickly. It's not going to get as dirty as quickly. It's going to be a lot easier to wash. And here's the other benefit. So if you're an at-home, amateur detailer and you're always really trying to make your car look the best, we'll go. You run down to Walmart, you AutoZone, the big box store, and you get the spray-on detail trim, and then you're always spraying that trim. Now that this is protected with the ceramic coating, you're not going to have to worry about it. It's durable. It's going to last for a couple years. Heat lamp right now, what we're doing, we're just baking it off a little bit. It needs to keep the car dry for 24 hours. After the coating's applied, infrared heat lamp, going to cook it off a little bit, bake it off, so that way when it goes out. This is just a separate add-on feature we did for the client. They did the paint protection film on the front end. Paint protection film is going to stop all the rock chips, all the stone chips from tearing the paint off. Great big flat front end, you're gonna get a lot of rock chips that are gonna hit this vehicle. But they elected not to do the ceramic coating at this time, understand? But we talked about them, we talked about the features and benefits, the fact that it's gonna be easier to clean, the fact that the black plastic is gonna stay black, it's not gonna fade out. Once we talked to the client about that, she's like, yes, please help me get my black plastic. Let's keep it black, let's make it look fresh, let's make it look new. She's gonna be driving this vehicle a lot, so she's really excited. It's her first Tesla. I mean, I would be excited. This is my car too. I'm excited about all the cars that come in the shop. But, that's just one thing we were able to do. So we got a lot of the benefits of the ceramic coating without breaking the bank. So why did we go through all that trouble of taking the badge off, putting the film down, getting the black light out, lining it up, looking at it? First benefit is there won't be a seam. The other reason, so it took some extra time. The computer here is what concerns me. Wrapped plus inconsistent emblem placement. So that means from the factory that they're landing that emblem wherever they want, essentially. By taking the black light, shutting the lights off, and putting it down here, I know that emblem is the exact dead spot that it came from the factory. Now, that's right, wrong, and different from the factory. Doesn't matter, but it's OEM correct now. And then, again, I don't like having that seam around there to collect all the dirt. So if that's off a quarter inch or so, that's gonna skew everything that way, and then you're not gonna have enough material to wrap that edge. So just extra step. It's better for the customer. It makes my life a little bit easier. It takes some extra time, but I think that's the way to do it right. So that's why we're going to remove the badges on the Tesla hoods.
Bill, I think it is incredible how well you did this. You can barely even see along the rocker panel where the paint protection film is. And over here, absolutely, you really have to look close. The quality of the work, there is no blemishes, there's no bubbles. It is spectacular. And the thing that is most critical here, Bill, is the fact of your support and assistance when we contacted you. So concerned, a brand new car, didn't want to get a chip. You were able to get us in as soon as you could, and bang, here we are, all finished. Thank you, Bill, for a great job.
Thanks, Greg.